Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a miniature masterpiece. You know, it's been a while since we've done miniature masterpieces, and one of you actually brought this one up. And I thought it was only fair that I spend a little time on it because it really is a miniature masterpiece. And I think that you didn't bring it up as a miniature masterpiece. You brought it up as one of the world's most beautiful melodies, and it's that too. It really is. But I'm putting it in miniature masterpieces because I think perhaps it will get people listening to some of the other miniature masterpieces of which it's a part. I mean, not all the things in it are the world's most beautiful melodies, but they are miniature masterpieces. We're talking about Prelude in F minor from Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier, Book 1. It's just, you know, the Well-Tempered Clavier, as some of you know, consists of preludes and fugues in all of the major and minor keys. 24 of them, twice, because there's Book 1 and Book 2, each of which has 24 preludes and fugues. And I go on binges with the Well-Tempered Clavier. I don't know about how you take it. I don't think it's, I mean, I don't mean I listen to it all at once, but there are times when I just feel like I gotta have some because it's really great stuff. But, you know, one of the things, I mean, Bach never intended that we listen to the whole thing at once. You know, you pick the ones you like, and that's why I wanted to do this as a miniature masterpiece, because we could pick out one and just focus on it for a minute. You know, most of the preludes in the Well-Tempered Clavier are harmonic studies. You know, the fugues are contrapuntal studies. That's the concept. And these preludes run the gamut. Some of them are brilliant and virtuosic, and others are elegiac and very, very, you know, lyrical and somewhat slower and somber. I mean, there's the huge emotional range in this music, and really unbelievably huge emotional range, given the restrictions that Bach imposes on himself, formally speaking. But Bach was as much a master of harmony as he was of counterpoint, unquestionably. And I just think I need to thank the viewer who suggested this particular prelude because it is exquisitely beautiful. It really is. It's in F minor, which, as some of you may know, is the key of loneliness and abandonment. At least in Haydn, it is. Maybe not for Bach, but in Haydn it definitely was. But I can believe that listening to this as well, because it has a wonderful, wonderful path, this melody, from sadness and a certain sternness to moments of hopefulness, moments where the sun seems as though it's going to break through the clouds, only to return back to the initial darkness. But the last chord, as is so often the case in Baroque music, even in works that begin in minor keys, is in the major. And that always sounds a little bit out of place, you know, because it's building this wonderful mood, and then all of a sudden, thwong, you know, it's a major key ending. And you say, well, where did that come from? Well, in this particular case, I happen to think it's a little bit more justified than normally, because the path of the melody has been one of sort of trying to get to the light. And if it does so at the very end, then you sort of say, okay, you know, that's where it was going. At least there was enough impetus and hopefulness in it to dissipate the darkness at last. But it doesn't matter if you believe that or don't believe it. It's an exquisite piece of music, incredibly affecting and beautiful if you listen to it. And I have an exquisite and affecting and beautiful performance by crack harpsichordette Christine Schornsheim. She is such a wonderful keyboard player. I just love her stuff. She's amazing, and she records mostly for Capriccio, and she's made some really select recordings of Bach and also Haydn concerti and sonatas and CPE Bach and, you know, stuff like that. She's just a tremendous artist. And this is an excellent Well-Tempered Clavier, first-class version on harpsichord, and I'm going to play you the Prelude in F minor from Book 1 of the Well-Tempered Clavier. It's actually Prelude and Fugue number 12, if you want to know how it is in the order in the book. It's exactly halfway through, and it's just gorgeous. Here it is. a true miniature masterpiece. 1 minute and 40 some odd seconds. We get in under our 2-minute limit, and really there's just a world of expression in this tiny little piece, isn't there? I mean, it really gets you there, and it gets you there very efficiently, very quickly, with not a note out of place. An absolutely magnificent work. So I hope you've enjoyed this particular miniature masterpiece, courtesy of J.S. Bach. And there are quite a few of them in the Well-Tempered Clavier, books 1 and 2. So if you have been wondering, what this is or what it sounds like, here's a little taste. You can dip your toe into it, and you get it. And like I said, don't feel like you have to sit down and go through the whole thing. Play around. Have some fun with it. Put one on once in a while. They don't take up much time. Even the long ones don't take up too much time. And I think you'll find yourself perpetually astonished by the beauty and the range of expression that Bach builds into these wonderful, wonderful little prelude and fugue pairs. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.